Hello and welcome to the Jefferson Madrig's Fantasy Podcast, the pod on a mission to normalise 8-team leagues. The band is all back together again for the Week 16 preview. How are we, boys?
Good.
Wonderful.
Good, yeah. Playoff
season. It feels like a long time since we've actually done this through work and other commitments, Christmas parties,
Christmas dues, things like that. Yeah.
And then I was like, hang on a minute, what am I supposed to say again? So yeah. Apparently, we've done it long enough that I can still do it. How are we feeling?
Good, really good.
Yeah, I'm all right.
I'm all right.
Nice. It's nice. Always coming. Like I'm always coming, but it's nice.
I'm still a.
It's nice to see who's gone down with us, so to speak.
You can start just like taking names off now, though, can't you?
Yeah. If we're gonna go out the playoff running, then we'll go down the same week as the Chiefs. That's fine.
I mean, this is going to come up a couple of times in this pod, but we did all call that they wouldn't win the division. So
we did actually, yeah. Although we all did say Chargers.
Yeah, I wasn't going to bring that bit up. I also wasn't going to bring up the bit that I think we said they'd all get a wild card for the place.
Well,
so I was just going to leave it as we said they wouldn't win the division. This was the year. So, some things we get right, some things we don't.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, it's quite satisfying.
Yeah. I think I said this a few weeks ago, though. I quite like... I'm looking forward to a playoffs where you kind of go, right, there's going to be a new team from the AFC in the Super Bowl. Like, who's it going to be? Like, are the Bills finally going to get it done? And we'll talk a bit more about playoffs in a minute. But I think it's refreshing. Just need to get the Eagles out. And that's clearly not going to happen because the Cowboys have got no interest in winning that division whatsoever.
This is why you can never trust Dak Prescott.
I don't think it's on Dak.
It is. Just every time you go, I can see the player. He just goes and has a duff. I said this about 3 weeks ago. I'm just Control-C, Control-V in myself. Like every time you think there's a chance where you go, actually, I can see what people see in Dak Prescott. He goes and has an absolute stinker.
Everyone can do that. Like Lamar Jackson's been rubbish all year.
True. Patrick Mahomes has.
Yeah.
For a lot of it.
It's not that problem, is it? But he's the only one that you're slagging off.
He's just... I've never liked Dak. I
just like him.
Yeah, I just don't think he's that good. I really don't.
I do. I think he's underrated. Really like him. I think
the most underrated quarterback is still Matt Stafford, and he's incredible. He's in MVP conversations this year, finally.
I'm fairly sure that no one is underrating Matt Stafford.
Matt Stafford.
If we've got to this point, and Matt
at this
Stafford
point,
is someone who is underrated, you're doing it wrong.
No, Matt Stafford is, in my opinion, and I know this is a bit whatever, but he is right under the Mahomes, Burrow. Who else is there? Lamar, Josh Allen. I would have Matt Stafford there.
Justin Herbert.
Yeah, well, Herbert's probably around the Stafford point, but I personally, I've said it for ages. I love Matt Stafford. I love the way he plays. If you had to put like your life was on the line and you needed a quarterback and they'd already taken the top 4, I'd be picking Stafford to win me that final prize.
I'd say Dak.
Cheers, mate. It's been great knowing you.
I'd take Jacoby Brissett. What a QB he is. I'd take second half. As long as second half, he's not a fan of the first half, but second half Jacoby Brissett is.
You mean when all the backups are in like him, he just comes to life.
That's all you need. What a QB. He's played himself into a job.
That goes back to the Cardinals are better without Marvin Harrison.
I don't know if
they're better without Kyler Murray.
They're definitely better without Kyler. I don't want to that at this point.
There is that, but who needs Marvin Harrison? Just spam Wilson and just spam McBride.
Well, he's got to give Cardinals a little bit of hope. And if we look at it seriously, you go, if we can get a decent free agent quarterback, or maybe pick up somebody in the draft, there is a chance we could go and do something a little bit better next year. Like, you've got 3 offensive weapons there that are good NFL players.
And Trey Benson's a good running back.
Well, you got James Conner hopefully
James Conner
coming back as well.
But James Conner's getting on a bit. I think James Conner will be 30 next year.
You could look to address that with a later round draft pick, go with the 1-2 with Benson and someone else. Like, I mean, coming off, is Connor ACL or Achilles? Achilles won it.
Can't remember. It was that long ago. If we weren't literally talking about Cardinals running backs, I'd have forgotten completely that James Conner was even a real person.
Before we move on from talking, this has gone a bit all over the place, but before we move on from talking about the Cardinals, I'm talking about things I got right. Trey McBride is so far away, the tight end one, that it's now getting a little bit laughable. I've seen a few stats, but I just wanted to share. I noticed this on Sunday and I wanted to share it with you. I mean, he realized he's gone past Brock Bowers' total for last year already with 2 games to spare. That's how well he's playing. That isn't the stat. So the Houston Texans started pretty well on Sunday, as I'm sure you're aware, H. But 2 minutes into, or less than 2 minutes into the second quarter, McBride scores a touchdown. And at that point, Brissett he'd thrown the ball 10 times, completed 8 for 43 yards. So he had 43 passing yards. Trey McBride is that good. He had 47 receiving yards. that he literally had more than 100% of the QB's passing yards. I was like, that is how good he is as a player in the NFL. You can't beat that. 110%.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of that.
Love McBride.
That's
the only point I wanted to make. I'm done.
There was a stat earlier in the year about Ashton Johnson, wasn't there, as well? Like, I think he had like 80 running yards, but his contact before the line of scrimmage, like he'd actually run way more than 80.
Oh,
yeah,
unbelievable.
So what are your thoughts on Philip Rivers? Philip Rivers' feet. Come on.
Oh, we're going to talk about Rivers. He looks old. Believe it or not, for someone who's older than me, he looked old. But he got on playing. He did. It'll be interesting to see with another week. We're playing Monday night next week, so with another week under his belt, it'd be interesting to see if they can get something going. But I think the whole team was up for it on Sunday. Now, whether that's a new QB excitement buzz, but they stopped the Seahawks. I think everyone was thinking we were going to get absolutely smashed. The defense stood up, and I mean, he didn't. Rivers he's not going to throw the ball 40 yards down the field. Alex Pierce might as well start his off-season early. But I think there's options with Pittman and Warren, and if they can lean on Jonathan Taylor a little bit, I fancy us to give the 49ers a game. I don't think we've got 3 tough games left. The season's over. I can't even see us making the playoffs. I think we'd have to go 2-1, and I don't for the last 3 games, and I can't see how we win 2 of them games. But my fancy was to take the 49ers to the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
I thought Rivers did all right. He wasn't. He gave you exactly what you expected. I think that's fair. Like you thought he may be able to move the ball fairly okay, but he was never going to give you the long bombs anymore. And he
won't make mistakes.
Yeah.
At least he won't make as many mistakes as a Riley Leonard or someone else like that. Riley Leonard could have cost us, and that Seahawks defense could have been all over him. 2 defensive touchdowns in the first half, and we would have been in trouble. So he won't do that. The question is he going to do enough on offense to get us moving? And I think that's where you kind of need Jonathan Taylor to have one of his worldly games, but we'll see.
Yeah.
I think the funny thing with Rivers is it's hard to tell how much he's lost in his arm because he's got that funny like throwing action anyway. He always looked like he was struggling to throw the ball when he was in his 20s, let alone at 44.
It's like he's throwing a dart.
Yeah. It's like he's pushing it somehow as opposed to throwing it. I'm like, so he's always looked a bit odd. So it's hard to, but then it looks a bit odd and it just sort of floats out of his hand and doesn't really go anywhere. So we'll see. Since we've last been on here, the Texans are flying. You must be delighted.
Yeah, there's some massive wins, like the Chiefs, the Bills, the Colts, the Jags, even to an extent. Like, yeah, really, really impressive. I thought we were brilliant. Even the offense has got going. It's clicking a little bit now. I like that Jaden Higgins has become really involved with the offense. I know he only went for I think he had one catch this week, but he's been really good. And then just relying on Dalton Schultz a lot. I think the most impressive thing that is that CJ's just given or taking what he's been given rather than trying to be Superman now. And he's almost gone back to the basics of his rookie year where he's gone, like, I'm not just gonna like try and throw it 70 yards to Nico. Like, I'm gonna work our way down the field, and it's just been really, really impressive the last few weeks. The game against the Chiefs, I think, I know statistically it was nowhere near his best game, but it was one of his best games that I've seen him, where he just, like, there was a throw, I think it was 3rd and 13 to Higgins, and then there was a 3rd and 3 to Higgins, where I was just like, a few weeks ago, you probably throw that ball away, or you would try and force it downfield and get intercepted. And he just finds the right pass. So he's been really impressive the last few weeks. So been good.
I did enjoy Woody Marks's most unnecessary dive into an end zone over the weekend.
Yeah.
Head height, head first, missile.
He panicked,
into the end zone. There was just no need for it whatsoever. Like, he could have really hurt himself or killed someone else.
He didn't come back in the game, did he? After that.
So thankfully, on every league that I'm in on Sleeper, this didn't matter. But I was listening to another pod, and on some platforms that didn't count as a Woody Marks touchdown because they put it down as a fumble recovery as opposed to a rushing touchdown.
No.
And I was like,
a fumble recovery.
Yeah, because on first glance I thought it was designed that way, and it's only when you watch a replay and CJ Stroud's panicking that you can go, actually, he's giving it away there. If he'd just stood still, they would have gone, oh yeah, that was the way it was supposed to be. His
interview was brilliant after it as well. So Stroud went, yeah, I called shotgun and then went under center, and I don't know why I did it. It was just like, I called the wrong thing. Luckily, it worked out. So Woody Marks was, like, the intention was to create the gap where Woody Marks ran through. It probably just didn't mean for the ball to. Oh yeah, he ran through that gap.
He propelled himself from about 3 yards out.
He ran and then just decided to jump as he had already made it in. But yeah, I loved it. It was great. It was a good performance. Like, he set the tone early, didn't we, with a second play for a 50-yard touchdown, and then we moved the ball all game. So yeah, loved it.
Yeah, the defense looked strong. Not strong enough to stop the best tight end in football, but strong.
Speaking of people raging about running backs in fantasy, anyone that had Kenneth Gainwell this week?
Anyone who had Jaylen Warren for all season.
But specifically this week, because I've seen people loading up on Kenneth Gainwell, and then they had to watch the Pittsburgh Steelers give the 2 tight ends a goal line rushing touchdown. Jonnu Smith and Connor Haywood both got a rushing touchdown last night. And like, if you've got either Kenneth Gainwell or Jaylen Warren, Kenneth Gainwell's the more likely one to have at the minute because he's the hot hand and he's getting all the receptions as well. But watching that, you would be raging.
There's just no need for it.
It's just Alpha Smith, isn't it?
There's no need. Yeah, but he designs his offense as if they're like, the Lions were winning by 40 points every week last year, and then Ben Johnson had call these plays. It's like Arthur Smith calls them when they're 21-14 down. It's like, no, that's not. You're not gloating at this point. You're taking the mick. He's like, yeah, I'm just going to play this way. It's like, no, let's get the big man.
And then
I have no idea.
gonna say I thought you'd press the button. It's so prepared.
I actually did press the button, but nothing happened. It just muted us for a minute, which was strange.
It's just telling us to shut up.
Yeah.
Before we move on to the playoff picture that we're going to talk about in Q2, I need to ask you what your thoughts on Kyle Pitts are, Ian, because I know you've never been a big Kyle Pitts fan, and I'm guessing that this weekend hasn't really helped that.
He's made me slightly optimistic, if I'm honest, because I have got him in one league, and that one league is the Warrior Bowl, and it's a tight end premium league. And
big points.
Yes, but I was on a bye.
Oh no. That's fantastic.
So if there was ever any week he was going to do it, it was 100% going to be this week. So guaranteed this week, now it actually matters, is going to put up a big fat 0.
Do you know what? I was on a bye in Warrior Bowl, and it's frustrating that because I think I was reading there's 28 teams from each conference in the next round, and 3 go through. I was like, what's the chances of finishing in the top 3 out of 28? That's ridiculous. So I feel like I've made it all this way, and now I've got very little chance.
Yeah, I think we're down to the last 170 now. I think it was. So yeah, I need another big week from Kyle Pitts.
Yeah, I don't know if he's got it in him. I think that might have been it. That might have been his career game.
He broke out. It's Kyle Pitts' breakout season.
He's also on a free. I say also. I'm carrying on a conversation we had off the pod here, but he's a free agent, isn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, might be some exciting free agents. Right, where do you want to start? AFC or NFC?
We'll start NFC because we're all AFC, aren't we? So we'll shine a spotlight on our little brothers.
I haven't really thought this through. I don't know how to do this. So Rams have clinched. They're in the playoffs, according to this that I'm looking in front of me.
No, they have, yeah.
It is on the NFL website, so I'm going to assume they know what they're talking about. We've got Bears are currently 2, Eagles are 3, Bucks are 4. In fact, we'll start there. We'll start with the South because the Bucks are 7-7. The Panthers are 7-7. The Falcons are 5-9, so officially not officially out of it somehow. But,
yeah, they are. They're officially out.
Falcons are out.
Oh, hang on. There's still only. How can they be out? There's 3 weeks left.
Is it divisional wins?
Yeah. Stratford. The divisional wins. They can't go ahead.
It'd be a divisional record, won't it?
Right. Bucks must be playing the Panthers at some point. Okay. So the Falcons are out. So Bucks, Panthers. It's going to be one of them. The other one's not getting a wild card, so it's going to be one or the other. It looked nailed onto with the Bucks a couple of weeks ago, and now I'm not sure.
I think it will be. I mean, they got Mike Evans, Chris Godwin coming back at a very, very crucial time. And Mike Evans looked pretty good on the weekend. I did see that they tried to give him his standard 1 yard passing, receiving touchdown. Again, over the weekend, like, will you please just run the ball?
Wow.
I mean, he's got to average something like 200 yards a game, Manny, for the last 3 weeks to get to his 1,000. So
I think it's 300. It's 300 and something. I looked at it the other day. It's 300 and something over the last 3 games. It's doable.
Yeah, that's not happening. Bucks, do you think Bucks, H?
I think Bryce has played some really good football. And
you've got to beat the Saints, though.
I just can't. I don't know. I can't trust either of them. I've gone with the Panthers to sneak it, but both of these teams are just 1 and out in the playoffs for me. But I don't
know because like Baker, when it really matters, Baker has been turning it on for the Bucks.
Yeah, but ever since I said he was MVP, he's one of the worst quarterbacks in the league. Like, I just think I just can't trust the Bucks right now. And I mean, I can't really trust the Panthers, but I've seen a fair bit of Bryce Young where I've gone, he's playing some good football, and I'd rather take a swing there.
I agree with H in that I don't think it matters. I think whoever this is going to get a home playoff game, obviously, but they're going to be hosting someone from the NFC West. So it's going to be Seahawks, 49ers, or potentially Rams if they don't win the division. So I'm like, I can't
There's no way anyone from the South beats Seattle 49ers or the Rams. No chance.
Eagles are going to win the East. Sorry, Eagles are going to win the East because I think they've got to lose out and the Cowboys have got to win out. Otherwise, they win the East. So that's not going to happen. So in the North, the Bears lead the way at 10-4. You've then got the Packers at 9-4-1, and the Lions in all sorts of bother. We've only a 40% chance of making the playoffs now. At 8-6.
The only thing that the Lions have got is the Bears' schedule is pretty horrendous, if I remember right. The last 3 games are really tough.
Well, it's Bears Packers this weekend.
Yeah.
So the Lions need the Packers to do them a favour.
I can't remember the other 2 games. I know that the Bears' schedule is really rough these last 3 weeks. I can't remember the exact games.
Packers, 49ers, Lions.
There you go. Yeah. So that could come down to the last game that against the Lions, obviously.
They're playing pretty well, then.
They are. And they've got like offensively, they seem to have been like really clicking, and then they've got guys that are turning the ball over on defense. I'm not writing the Bears off. I could see the Packers winning this division just purely on strength of schedule.
Week 18, Bears Lions. Ben Johnson knocks the Lions out of contention. Didn't see that coming at the beginning of the season, did you?
No. I also don't see it coming at the end of the season.
The Lions. There's something about the Lions. They either turn up or they don't, and they never looked in that game against the Rams for me. Despite going up, the Rams are all over them. Right, okay. And how do we feel like the NFC West? Are we back in the Ram? I mean, H is back in the best player in the world, Matt Stafford, and the Rams to win it all. I'm guessing. I do think they'll beat the Seahawks this week, which I'm sure pretty much guaranteed. Well,
don't guarantee them the top seed. I think they need 2 wins to guarantee top seed, don't they?
Must all but secure them the division to beat the Seahawks.
Yeah, it will.
It's a big step forwards for them to. I think they'll only need 1 more win after that for the division. But yeah, I think the Rams. I think they'll be quite comfortable.
I still think the Rams are going to the Super Bowl. Granted, now I actually think they'll win it. I thought the Bills may give them a little bit of a scare, but the Rams just look amazing to me. The only downside is obviously Devontae Adams' injury. How long that hammy's going to be out for, because that looked like a bad hammy. You could tell instantly.
If on Thursday night they get to the 1 yard line and Matt Stafford throws a fade to Colby Parkinson, then he's just a stat padder. That's it. Ian called it a few weeks ago. Just give the ball to Kyren Williams, and I'm done with it. Yeah, I know.
He did this week. It proper annoyed me as well.
That's what he should be doing.
Annoyed me when he started doing that. I was like, do you know how many dynasty leagues I've started you in this week? Just throw the ball. Yeah. Like, where's Devontae when you need him?
Right. So we've got Rams, Eagles, Bucks, probably maybe Panthers. We think the Seahawks are going to make. So if do we think the Lions are going to get in there ahead of the Bears or Packers?
Not ahead of the Packers, but I think they'll squeeze in ahead of the Bears. Yeah, I do.
It's pretty straightforward, the NFC then. That's the only debates at this point are Bucks or Panthers, and then which 2 of the 3 North teams get in, I think.
Yeah. I think the Bears to not make the playoffs from this position as well it'd be devastating for the Bears fans, but also quite amusing for everyone else.
You just want to watch the world burn, don't you?
I know, yeah.
I do now, yeah.
I don't know. Maybe this is the fact that the Bengals made the Super Bowl. The Bengals have had a run. You seem to have this like defeated sports fan attitude of I just want to see other teams fail. I'm not interested in anybody being successful. Like H gets excited about other teams doing well, and he likes the Rams, and you're just like, yeah, there's a list of like 12 teams, and I want them all to burn.
Well, the other teams that I can actually tolerate are already out the running, so.
Yeah, well, apparently the Cowboys are still in the running, but we just talked about that. They're not. So let's flip to the AFC. The AFC, the Broncos lead the way at 12-2, ahead of the Patriots at 11-3. I'm just going to quickly bring up the Broncos schedule.
Broncos are confirmed in. Broncos are confirmed in.
Yeah,
they're the only confirmed team so far.
They have the Jags this week, which will be a really interesting game at home. They've then got to go to Arrowhead, which is a completely different situation than it might have been a few days ago. And then they finish at Mile High against the Chargers. It's not an easy road to the end. And the Patriots, who are pretty much the only ones who could beat them to the 1 seed, have got the Ravens this week, and then they finish with the Jets and Dolphins.
Yeah.
So that's two wins there.
I don't know. I could see them beating the Ravens. The Ravens aren't playing great.
I hope not, because there's a chance that the Ravens can still win the division, which I would greatly enjoy. I mean, this is big for me. I need the Ravens. I need the Ravens to win.
The only reason you want the Ravens to win is so the Steelers don't.
Perfect.
Well, yeah, that's
literally it. It's not. It's not that you want the Ravens to win it. It's you want the Steelers to lose it. This goes back to Pete's point from literally 5 seconds ago. You just want teams to burn.
Right. Okay. I agree. That is fact. However. Which team out of those two would you guys rather see in the playoffs? Would you rather see the one and done Steelers, or would you rather watch Lamar and Derrick Henry?
I would rather see the Ravens in there because I think it'll make for a better wildcard game.
Yeah, in terms of like watching. It'd probably be the Ravens, but they're not playing great. Yeah, but they're not playing great, are they? Like there's not. I
also want me to Mike Tomlin's winning season too. So there's another bonus. Steelers lose the next 3, and that's Mike Tomlin's winning record done as well. So let's get rid of that too.
That's not going to happen.
You're in a great mood this evening, Ian.
Full of joy
and positivity.
I am in a great mood.
But what I would say is the Steelers. The Steelers are the next 2 games are at the Lions and at the Browns. Now, at the Lions, they're not winning that game. At the Browns is the one where you kind of look at it and go, if because it's in division, Browns could show up. They've been terrible the last few weeks. Although Shedeur Sanders is starting to look like a QB.
Is he?
It's made me laugh so much.
How does he look like a QB?
Well, he looks like a better QB than the ones they've had. He had a great game.
That's not hard. I could do that.
Not this weekend just gone, but the weekend before. He looked pretty good.
I'm going to say 177 yards and 3 interceptions.
Yeah, but
he looked better though. He looked better.
That's better than Dylan Gabriel would have managed.
I'm not sure about that. I am not sure.
The week before, though, he threw for like 300 yards and 4 touchdowns or something. It was ridiculous. He had a great game.
Which, when he did that, everyone's like, oh, Shedeur's actually better than we think. Shedeur played really well. When he was terrible this week, it was everyone else's fault. Oh, it wasn't Shedeur's fault. It was the play call. It was the weather.
Up and down.
Can't have it both ways, mate.
To be fair, though, he has only played like 4 games. So he's going to have bad games, isn't he?
No, Sean Watson's back anyway. Give it him. Give it to Sean to the end of the season.
Right. Anyway, we digress.
Right. With the Broncos are winning the West, I assume. We think they only need 1 win to win the West. So they're gonna win the West. Patriots might take the first seed off them because it looks like the Patriots are going to run the table if they beat the Ravens this week. And then it takes it to our division. We've discussed Steelers Ravens, which I think we're all leaning towards the Ravens or hoping for the Ravens. The question is, can the Texans nip it against the Jags?
I have. It depends on this week. If the Broncos win, then yes. If the Jags win, then no. Which is obvious, really. But I think the Jags have got the Jags have got the Titans and the Colts after, which they will win. So the only hope we have is if the Broncos lose this. The Broncos win this week. I think the Broncos will win, which obviously opens the door for us. I think we win on divisional record over them. So as long as we don't lose to the Chargers, which is next week, we should be okay. Win it.
Nice. You heard it here first. We will attempt. We need to do once the playoffs is decided, we need to do, even if we just do a quick 20-minute pod, we need to do our playoff predictions as we go through.
Oh, yeah. The bracket.
Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. Thanks, Ian. Bracket.
Texans to win it all. There you go.
You said as long as the Jags lose to the Broncos this week, though.
Yeah.
No, Rams will win it. Heard it here first.
You've both got to play us. We'll beat one of you. I just don't know which one. Probably not you.
You ain't beating anyone.
What do you mean?
Pete, right, you said to me when you were 7-1, you might as well just hand us the AFC now. How does that prediction look right now?
Well, mate, as Ian will tell you, injuries can have an effect on your season. There's not a lot we could do. Daniel Jones was balling out, and then he gets injured, and then he got more injured, and then he got properly injured. So.
The worst thing there is
you saw that coming.
Realistically, you could have just rested him for 2 weeks, because the thing with the Achilles is it was his other leg, wasn't it? It wasn't his broken fibula; it was the other leg. And yeah. I can't remember. It might have been on Pat McAfee show, but they were talking about he will have been more reliant on that leg, and that will have obviously helped or been one of the cause of the triggers. I can't remember.
It doesn't take a genius to work out that playing a guy on a broken leg probably not the best move anyone's ever made. Anyway, Let's start looking forward to week 16. Selection nightmares. Let's go with yours first, Ian. Hit us with your selection nightmare.
Right, so mine is either George Pickens against the Chargers or DK Metcalf at the Lions. So a bit of context. Obviously, George Pickens went to the Cowboys, balled out. Last couple of weeks, he's been absolutely useless. And there are allegations of laziness, giving up on plays, not putting the effort in. Whereas DK Metcalf is just a victim of an Arthur Smith offense.
So my thoughts on this are that it's Arthur Smith related. You know that phrase where if someone shows you what they are over and over again, just believe that that's what they are. Arthur Smith has done this time and time again with wide receivers, and the only game that Metcalf's had, I mean, granted he scored a touchdown last night and ended up with 14 PPR points, but that was on 3 targets. And the one he scored a touchdown on, he had no right scoring a touchdown on. He should have been taken down. There's no way and if he doesn't fight them off, that's a bad game. He's going to end up with 6-7 points. And the only game he's had where you look at it and go, "Oh, that was a good game." Was the week before. He had 12 targets, 7 receptions, 148 yards, and it was against the Ravens. And I read somewhere that the Ravens are one of the best teams at defending tight ends. And so when you sort of weigh up, you kind of go, actually, he couldn't use his tight ends or it wasn't going to work. That was probably the only reason he fed DK Metcalf. And I don't think they've got a chance against the Lions this week. So I'm more fading Metcalf than anything else. I realise Pickens has had a couple of bad games, but I just think he's playing for... What he does in the next 3 weeks will depend how much money he gets paid in the offseason. So whilst the Cowboys aren't playing for anything, he's still playing for something. And I think there's more... It depends what you need, but I think there's more chance that he has a boom game than DK Metcalf.
Fair enough. I like that point that you made about the Ravens defending tight ends really well. Because Smith is more like us. Like, oh, you're really good at defending tight ends, are you? Right, well, it's 4 of them.
Yeah, true.
H, what you reckon?
Pickens.
Cheers.
DK Metcalf has just been like DK Metcalf has just been a letdown after letdown after letdown. At least with Pickens, there is the chance that he will go off for 25 points, and I'd rather take the gamble on him going for 25 points than hoping DK Metcalf suddenly remembers that Arthur Smith suddenly remembers he's got receivers that he can throw the ball to as well. At the start of the season when they had Rodgers, the Steelers, like I was kind of like, oh yeah, but I've never been a huge fan of DK. I said it the thing that the trade didn't make sense to me then. It makes even less sense to me now. He gave away the guy on the other side of this who seemingly is a lot better, and I would rather.
Yes, but he's an idiot.
Yeah, but so was Antonio Brown, and he was one of the best receivers.
And they got rid of him. And they got rid of him as well.
Yeah, but I would.
Le'Veon Bell, they got rid of him.
I would
the
lean on
Steelers
Pickens.
Don't tolerate idiots. Fair enough.
I just think there's more likely you're going to get 25 points. You're in playoff time. Pickens.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's the boom.
Fair enough. Who's up next?
Yeah.
Can do mine if you want.
Okay.
So mine was going to be Tua against Trevor Lawrence. And I really wanted, despite the fact that it's in a matchup with H, I really wanted to bring it up because I know they're 2 quarterbacks that you don't like, Ian, and I would just thought it'd be fun to make you decide between them.
He's in the right mood for it as well.
Yeah, but
that is very clearly Trevor Lawrence. Easily.
It looks like Mike McDaniel might be making that decision for me because he's actually said today that he's not definitely going to play Tua this weekend because he was crap last night. So I was like, oh, okay, that makes it interesting. Well, is that a picture that you found? So instead, I've got Sam. This is a different league. This is one of the leagues I'm not facing H in this week. I've got Sam Darnold or Jordan Love. It's a super flex league. So this is the second QB I'll be playing. And I've lost my notes, so I can't actually even tell you who they're playing against. So if you bear with me a second.
So Sam Darnold versus the Rams or Jordan Love versus the Bears?
Yeah, so Sam Darnold plays this week. Sam Darnold plays this week against the Rams, and then or I wait for Jordan Love. Darnold played all right on Sunday, but they didn't get in the end zone, and they just don't look. They look a little bit disjointed for me, the Seahawks at the moment.
There's something, there's definitely something happened in the last few weeks because they were absolutely flying. I actually, on the trade deadline when they picked up Shaheed, I thought it was a great signing for them. I thought that was probably a missing piece, and the last 2 weeks it's not been great. I'd lean Jordan Love on this one. I think he's the matchup slightly better. I think the game with the Bears is that big where I feel like it could end up being one of those where the offense is just going toe to toe, and it's if you can get a stop, then great. If not, let's try and keep it to 3 in this one. And I think that Love's looked really good with his receivers. What was the game that they played this week? Broncos. I thought they played really well against a really tough defense. I know Christian Watson went out the game injured, but there was a catch to Golden on the sideline. There was a few to Dobbs, Wicks, Musgrave. I think Love has started to find something, and I think the matchup against the Bears just edges it for me, just purely on Darnold's slight decline.
Agreeing.
H is 100% right about Darnold's decline. He's averaging 17.5 points across the season, but his last 3 games is down to just 14.2. The Rams D are ranked 14th against QB, so somewhere in the middle, giving up an average of 17 points a game. So this screams a 17-point game for Darnold. But there is hope he can outperform. So the Rams D are ranked first overall against running backs. So it's likely that Darnold's going to be throwing it a bit more because they're not going to be leaning on Walker and Carb on it. But has there ever been a night for those two anyway? I suppose. The Rams D, however, are giving up 20 points a game to receivers. So the potential for Darnold to go big is there. But Love, like I just said, averaging higher than Darnold, 19.8 points a game. But form is massive. Darnold's dropped to 14 points. Love is averaging 25. So there's a huge difference in terms of current form over the last 3 games. And Jordan Love also gets a better matchup. Bears D are ranked 23rd against QBs, giving up 20 points a game. So big opportunity for Love to go up there, go big this weekend. Divisional game that they really need a win on. So yeah, I think Jordan Love's going to tear him apart.
Before we move on to H's, thanks for that. But it gives me an opportunity to ask you how much you take into account weather at this time of year. So if it's like a nice mild day on Thursday night, but it's looking like it might be a bit cold and a bit blustery and a bit snowy on Sunday in Chicago, does that change your decision, or do you stick with Jordan Love?
Yeah, it's a good point. I'm still going to stick with Jordan Love, though.
Yeah, I think I would.
Cool.
Yeah.
H?
Mine is Pittman versus the 49ers or Lad McConkey at the Cowboys.
Is this in one of the matchups against me?
No.
Oh,
although, yes, it could be. I've got this dilemma in about 3 leagues. Yeah, I could have this one in our dynasty, in the dynasty matchup.
Okay.
I also have Jefferson and...
In the one against me, I'd play Pittman, but in the other one, I'd play McConkey. That gives you any... It depends. It depends what you need. But if we use the same, this is my view on it. But if you use the same philosophy that you've just used for the DK Metcalf and Pickens one, McConkey's playing a poor Cowboys team that defensively have got better and seem to have got better in that they look better on the screen and still end up giving up 4 touchdowns a game. And the Chargers are playing for something, whereas. We just talked about the Colts, and I'm not sure. I mean, Phillip Rivers has got 150 yards in him max, so he's going to need a 50% share of that and 5 or 6 catches just to have a good night with a potential of a touchdown bonus. But I can't see Rivers throwing that many touchdowns either. It's going to run through Jonathan Taylor.
Thank you.
I'm going to go the other way. The logic and the stats. Say go McConkey. Pittman's averaging higher. He's averaging 13.4, while McConkey's averaging 11.6. Form-wise, last 3 games, that's 8.2 to Pittman and down to 6.7 for McConkey. Like Pete says, he's got a dead easy game against the Cowboys D that can't defend anything, really. But I'm going to say Pittman because the Chargers have got Hampton back, split backfield, they're in run-heavy mode. And I really like the fairy tale of Phillip Rivers taking the Colts all the way.
So McConkey is then?
And all he needs to do is pick one of his receivers to lean on. And as long as he picks Pittman and not Downs, I think you're in for a good week.
There is the dilemma of if you go for Pittman, that means you're still in it. It's up until Monday night. There's still a chance. Whatever happens, there's still a chance Pittman could save you on Monday night. I mean, you might be going in needing like 35 points from Pittman, which is asking an awful lot, but keeps your game alive.
There's no such thing as fairy tales.
All right, okay. It's Christmas. It's a time of miracles, mate.
That would be a miracle. You muted me.
Sorry, I thought you were done.
No, I'm never done.
For the right time. You didn't even have your JJ Watt run early on.
I can do it. It's not a rant. It's far from a rant. It's just expressing my love.
Go on,
JJ Watt is quality.
Before we get into week 16 matchups.
Go on.
Is that it? He's
No,
just
I
following.
just
Is that it? No, is that the whole thing?
no, like I just think like he's been. There's some commentators that we listen to, like Greg Olson's one of them. Greg Olson is fantastic to listen to. You listen to, is it Chris Collingworth, who just loves Patrick Mahomes and everything he does is Patrick. Like, just grow up. Like, say how it actually is. Do you know what I mean? And like, I was listening to JJ Watt. Obviously, there's been a few games that he's done with the Texans, but then he did the Patriots game this week against the Bills, and he got me excited. And why am I excited about the Pats versus the Bills? It's got no relevance on the Texans game, but he was just like he brought a load of energy, brought a load of juice, and I just really enjoyed listening to him. To be fair, Brady to an extent, Brady's knowledge when he talks about this is what I believe the offense are going to do, or he's done this, that, and the other, like it's fantastic. And I just think JJ Watt's been absolutely amazing. Like. There was I think it was the big, it was the Trevion Henderson run for the touchdown. So like a 60-yard touchdown. And all he could keep going on about was, I'd love to play for that Drake May guy because look who's the lead blocker. And I was like, you don't think of things like that when you're just watching it. You're like, oh, Henderson's gone for a 60-yard touchdown. That's nice. But he was like, he gave you like an insight into like how his mentality and how like the professional athlete's mentality was there, and I just really I enjoyed it. That's all. I'm enjoying listening to him on the mic. I love JJ anyway, and it's really nice. So say that again to make you laugh again.
I'm just imagining you watching games on a Sunday.
Well, that was nice.
Watching Red Zone.
Nice.
Like, oh, so-and-so's good. That's nice.
That's nice.
That one's nice.
That's nice.
That's lovely, that, isn't it?
And checking your fantasy teams and finding out that you're playing against him, you're like, oh.
Well, it's not nice.
Yeah. But yeah, I think kind of with my point with where I should have gone with it is I think the commentators make the game a lot. They can bring so much energy to that. They're like what they're saying and what they're talking about that it makes the game more interesting. Whereas certain people, like I say, there's Tony Romo, like I can't even listen to him anymore. Like, oh, that was all Josh Allen. What, you mean the 70-yard rush by James Cook was all Josh Allen? Like, come on, just like move. Say it how like what it actually is, not just the great players being great. Like, give some other people the flowers. But yeah, that was it.
Fair enough.
That was quick for me talking about JJ Watt. I could have gone for hours there.
So I just want to clarify. I just want to clarify a point.
Yeah.
So you can't stand Tony Romo because he makes it all about the quarterback. Like Josh Allen, right?
No.
He said the reason you like listening to JJ Watt is because he made Trevion Henderson 60-yard touchdown run all about Drake May.
No. So if you listen to like JJ Watt, the energy that he brought to that game, like there was like a tackle by it was the cornerback, and he just made it like he made the just like he just made there's something that he brought. I can't even speak. Like there was just some sort of energy that he brought to it where you're just like that. You don't. It's just a tackle, but it wasn't like he went into more detail about it, and I just quite enjoy listening to him. I think he's been really good on the commentary, and like I say, I think there's a few out there. Greg Olson being one of them. I think Olson's absolutely fantastic to listen to, and some of the new commentators, which are all players, has been really really good to listen to. Brady's one of them as well. Like his knowledge, you can hear his knowledge when he speaks.
Yeah, I think there's because if you remember, there was a lot of buzz around Romo, and I do think there's there's a lot to be said about what you're referring to. There's a lot to be said about refreshing your commentators, and I get if JJ Watt does this for the next 10 years, I can't imagine everybody sitting there going, "Oh, JJ Watt's still really exciting, and he's still this." Like the JJ Watt says. And I think the longer they're retired from the game, the more, because it changes up. The NFL changes like every sport; it changes all the time. You're more disconnected from it, and I think there is an element of because all the people that frustrate you, like Collinsworth or whoever, they've been doing it for God knows how many years now. So some of them are still really good at it. But I agree with you in that some of the newer guys, it just makes it a better listen.
But you would think that with Collinsworth doing it for so long, that he might actually know some other players other than Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
He was watching the Raiders Jets game and he was just talking about Patrick Mahomes. Like
he doesn't know any other player.
That's factually incorrect, but like it just like there's sometimes where you're watching a game and it's like, oh God, just like shut up now. Like you almost have to put them on mute. Whereas I just think JJ's been a bit of a breath of fresh air. And there's a few that I've said there that I quite like listening to at the minute as well. Like, I think these younger commentators, which are old players, is actually really good.
But Chris Collinsworth has now got the hardest 3 weeks of his career ahead of him commentating.
Him and Tony Romo are in tears.
Desperately watching Minshew tape.
How many times are we going to hear that? Oh, this Gardner Minshew play was just like watching Patrick Mahomes. Like,
Mahomes will still get mentioned 10 times a game.
Yeah.
So,
it's very Mahomesy.
Yeah,
shut up,
man.
Right, let's have a look at the games this week. We've already sort of touched on Rams Seahawks. The Rams are a 1-point favorite, which surprised me a little bit, but only because I thought it'd be a toss of a coin, and therefore Seahawks get the advantage being at home. But I do think the Rams win that. Agreed?
Yeah, agree. Yeah, agree. I'll easily,
Yeah, I do agree. I think it will be a very tight game, especially if the injuries to Nakua and Adams are fairly serious. I don't know what they are. I've not seen.
If only you had a superstar running back you could lean on.
Yeah.
Blake Corum has been falling out. Yeah, you are right, Pete. Blake Corum's been brilliant.
Blake Corum is literally there to give Kyron a rest. That is his role. So
not anymore.
Keep Kyron fresh.
Not anymore.
I'm good with it. It's like Jameer Gibbs and David Montgomery. Blake Corum's just the new David Montgomery.
But just while we're on that game, I know you guys didn't do the Dean kicker, but I did a tight end, and my tight end is Colby Parkinson, purely because someone's got to get those red zone catches.
I do like that, especially on a short week.
Colby Parkinson definitely scoring this week.
I did read this because in one of our leagues I've got Devontae Adams, so I was all ready to drop him, and I read today that he's not been ruled out yet. It's like he's got to be out.
He's not playing.
He's just going to come on for the 1-yarders.
I read one thing that was like he could be a game time decision. I was like, we all watched the same thing. We all watched his hamstring ping as he was running. I was like, you don't recover from that in 3 days. Plus, they've got an important January. They've got a playoff run coming. They're potentially going to get the bye. Like, just rest the guy and let's see what happens. Like, even if there was
this is something that really annoys me. How long it takes for a team to physically rule someone out, but then someone could actually die on the pitch and Sleeper would still have them as questionable until Wednesday.
Yeah,
and you're like, I need to put him in my half spot. Sleeper, please, for God's sake, put him as out. Put him on IR, please. Sleeper, just lag.
I agree. Rams to win.
Yeah.
H thinks it's going to be closer. We've got 2 Saturday night games this week. So
Saturday night.
Eagles, we've got a lot to go through here, and we've already wasted most of it with a JJ Watt run. Eagles at Commanders. Can the Commanders make it interesting against the Eagles?
No. Move on.
No.
Jaden Daniels is out. Has already been ruled out again, hasn't he? Like, move on.
Oh, Jaden Daniels is done for the season. They've said.
Is that yeah. Which is great because we have their 2nd round pick. I think it's currently at 35, which is a beautiful pick.
Yeah. Jaden Daniels is sick.
I think the Commanders win that game.
That's controversial.
Right, I know you want the Cowboys to get into the playoffs, Pete, but you've put
Cowboys aren't getting
now.
The Cowboys are done. The Cowboys should have won on Monday night, and then they'd still be alive for a couple of weeks. They're done. But I just think the Commanders will win that one.
I don't see it. I'm with you, but I would like to see the Commanders win it because I think the Eagles are boring. But I think they'll win.
Yeah, I just don't think the Eagles are very good. I think everyone's like, oh, the Eagles are pretty good, but they've just played the Raiders, who might be the worst team in the league, which is tough because the Jets and the Titans are around.
And the Browns.
And then later on that night, it's Packers at Bears.
Great game.
Which is a much bigger game. Fortunately, it's at 1:20 in the morning. Thankfully, I haven't got anything to do on Sunday, so I can just watch it and just watch it when I get up. What do you think? Packers at Bears, not much in it. 1 point again.
It's Packers for me.
Yeah, I think the Packers only just, but they'll do it. I think it'd be a great game, though.
I think the Bears played someone the other week. Was it the Eagles? Oh, it's Thanksgiving. Was it Thanksgiving they played the Eagles? It was Black Friday. They played the Eagles and they beat the Eagles in Philadelphia, and everyone was like, "This is the statement game." I was like, "No, this is their statement game." I was like, if they beat the Packers to move to 11-4 and basically put one hand on the division title, then I think that's when we all have to start taking the Bears seriously. In other news on Sunday, Bengals are at the Dolphins. Any interest in that anymore, Ian?
Yeah, I'll still watch it. Joe Burrow's playing. They said they're going to play Joe Burrow for the rest of the season because Zach Taylor wants to win. Oh, do you really, Zach? You want to win now? The season's done. Nice one, mate.
Is he sticking with number 9 or is he changing to number 6, as in pick 6?
You might change to a 0 just to really wind you up. We haven't got a 0.
I do like Joe Burrow. And last week I was really concerned about him. I wanted to give him a hug. Like I was like, he's got nothing to do with me. But that bloke looks like somebody who needs a hug or a Batmobile. He needs one.
He needs a cuddle.
He's going to be number 12, isn't he? Going to be the 12. Andrew Luck.
Yeah.
See you later.
Hopefully, when the season finishes, him and Chase go on holiday, let their hair down, have a proper blowout, and then come back all ready to go, and refreshed. Right. I'm looking for the Texans, so I can't find the Texans. Oh, Raiders at Texans. Yeah. You're in one of the later games.
Yeah.
9:25.
Yeah.
That should be. I mean, you are. I tell you what. We all know that's an easy win.
20 points.
The over-under is at 38 points, and you're a 14-point favorite.
And it was fast.
Which, if I'm working that out right, means that they expect the Raiders to get no more than about 12 points. So, do you cover that 14?
Yeah, I think so. I have confidence in the Texans right now. There's rumors that Woody Marks is going to be out.
Lose this weekend.
I know. I know we are, but yeah, there's rumors Woody Marks might be out and Nick Chubb might be out. But yeah, even so, the Raiders are just a terrible football team. The only thing that they could potentially utilize is the tight end. Obviously with Bowers, it seems to be a slight weakness, but even then, I don't think they've got.
How? So you're facing me in 3 fantasy Super Bowls this week, which means you are facing the Texans defense in 3 fantasy Super Bowls this week. Now I've done a trade. How worried are you about that situation?
I just feel like you've done it just to wind me up, if I'm completely honest. Like, oh look, H beat you in 3 leagues, and there's the Texans D that did it. Oh,
I didn't do it to wind you up. I did it because you're playing the Raiders, mate. So that is literally it. I think this could be Raiders not scoring a point for the 2nd game on the trot. Well,
so there's been 5 blowouts this year, and they've had 2 of them.
Yeah, I think it could be the 3rd one. Right, Sunday Night Football is Patriots at Ravens. Ravens go into this as 3-point favorite, which surprises me a little bit because I don't think the Ravens have been playing very well.
The Ravens don't look great.
No, that is mental, but I do think the Ravens will win it.
Yeah, so do I for some reason. We didn't talk about this early on. one of my favourite plays of the year, and I don't know who he handed the ball to, but I think it was Kyle Van Noy's handoff. Which I don't know you won't appreciate, Ian. But I was like the whole audacity of going, I'm not running it. Yeah. You take it. Was really,
65 yards as a defensive end. No thanks. There you go, pal. Off your trot.
You want it? You want this?
Oh, it was a brilliant play, though, wasn't it?
It was a
IQ
play.
knowledge.
It's clever. It's clever play.
I did enjoy it. It was just it's not a cleverness. It's just the kind of like, yeah, I'm not going with it. Does anybody else want it? I'll just go. I'll just fall to the floor.
If he'd have fumbled the handoff, though, we wouldn't be saying it was clever.
No, definitely not. So we think the Ravens, agree, or do you think the Patriots are good enough?
H is going to go with Patrick, mate, isn't he?
Yeah.
Stupid question.
No, I just don't. I don't think the Ravens' offense has clicked enough for me to back them yet. I thought they'd be way better now with the injuries that have come back and everything like that, but they just don't seem to. Like, there's something missing with the offense. I don't know whether it's like Lamar isn't breaking off his runs and stuff like that. It just feels like there's something missing there. I just don't trust them right now. So I will lean the Pats on that one.
I know you're not going to like this, but I'm going to bring it up. And this isn't a relevant time to bring it up, but we haven't really got time to get into any details on it. But because you like May and Stafford, I think Josh Allen might actually be the MVP. So, and that's all I'm going to say. When you look at it, I think Josh Allen is the MVP, not Stafford or May. Anyway, on to Monday Night Football. Give the guy another one. On to Monday Night Football. He won't get it because he won it last year. On to Monday Night Football.
He won't get it because he's been nowhere near the best player in the league.
49ers at Colts. It'll surprise you to hear that the 49ers are a 6-point favourite going into this. I find that astonishing as we're clearly the better team. Do you give us any hope?
Yeah. Philip Rivers, Michael Pittman, taking them all the way.
Like it.
No. No, I think he played well this week, but I just don't see it. Sorry, Pete.
I think we'll keep it close.
I don't dispute that. I just think that 49ers are a better side.
I might take the +6.
I think your D's better. It's a lot better than people are currently giving it credit for.
Mm.
I think you will keep it close enough to give you a chance.
Yeah, I'm taking the +6. Anything else you want to mention?
Touchdown treble. If you want to do a quick one.
Oh yeah, touchdown treble. Sorry, this is what happens when you lose your notes. We're all over the place.
Yeah.
If anyone's still listening at this point, they're like, "What a shambles this is."
Oh, they probably thought that ages ago. If I'm honest, I've got a dead easy one. Chris Olave, Tyler Shook, and the Saints found a bit of momentum playing against the Jets. I think Olave is going to nailed on for a touchdown.
Oh, H is making a funny face.
It would have been Colby Parkinson, but they played on Thursday. So
what's your funny face for?
I was Juwan Johnson.
You're joking.
We're going with two Saints. Oh well, it doesn't really matter what I pick then, does it?
Well, here's the Jets. Go with Taysom Hill, mate.
Oh. No, do you know what? Flip mine. Go CMC. I'm against him in about 20 leagues this week, so it'll make me feel better. No, I had Juwan Johnson for similar reasons to Ian. I think he found a connection with Shook, and against the Jets just struggle. I think they've given up though, aren't they? They're halfway on holiday already. Bless them.
Can we not have the Texans D to score a touchdown?
It might be a good show.
And that will absolutely bury H in 3 Super Bowls.
I'll give him a big hole to climb out of. I can just imagine him cheering it and then sat down and go, "That wasn't nice." No. Go down on the one. Go down on the one. So Woody Marks can pile in.
Jawar Jordan it is.
I was going to go on a similar point to your CMC. I was going to go with Blake Corum. I think I've got Kyron Williams all over the place. I think, and to be honest, I think both of them will score. But as it's Thursday night, I'm not going to go with that. I'm going to go with Jameson Williams against the Steelers. I think he's having a really strong end to the season. I think Jameson Williams scores.
Yeah, okay.
So just for clarity, I've lost this now. We've got Jameson Williams, Chris Olave, and what are you going with, H?
Juwan Johnson.
Oh, Juwan Johnson. Are you sticking with Juwan Johnson?
I feel like I can't because the Saints are only going to score one touchdown, and you've called it, so I'll go CMC. Like, just go with an easy one.
It's not going to be worth any money, this one.
If you jinx CMC going into Monday night, I'm going to be fuming, absolutely fuming. As two of those CMCs that are playing against you are on my roster, so I'm like that will.
Honestly, I'm against him in 70% of my leagues. That I'm still alive and kicking in. 70%.
Gonna get a lot of that though. He's taken a lot of teams to the playoffs. Right. Yeah. It's good to be back. Enjoyed that. Thanks. If you've made it this far, thanks for listening / watching. We do appreciate it. I have no idea when we'll be back. Hopefully next week, but then it's Christmas week, so we'll just have to work. We'll have to see what happens. Good luck in your fantasy playoffs. You two, obviously not you as much, H, but good luck Ian with what you've got going on. Good luck in the ones outside of the three that we're facing off in H. And everybody else who's listening, good luck, and we'll see you soon.